Retro Gamers, Antarp here from RetroGamesCollector.com with a bit of a pickups video. Got some really cool stuff to show you in this one. I'll start off with the stuff that I always show you every pickups video that I do. As anybody will know, I'm a massive fan of Sinclair stuff. Any Sinclair computers or software, ZX81 in particular. I don't really collect for the Spectrum anymore. I've got thousands of tapes for the Spectrum, but I don't actually add to that any longer. But I do add to the ZX81 collection, and I've got some really cool stuff this month. A few off eBay, one off a company that I often bang on about on here, Chronosoft, and I'll start off with that one. Chronosoft, if you don't already know, make new tapes for old machines, anything from the VIC-20 to the Spectrum to the Commodore to even metallic Aquarius. This one's Pandemic, and this one's by Bob Smith. This was originally released back in 2014, I do believe, and this is a re-release of the Pandemic game on cassette. Comes with a fully printed inlay, which is really nice, and a really funky sort of neon green or day glow green cassette. So that's a really nice thing to add to my modern ZX81 software collection. Now I'm going to struggle to put these anywhere. Raider by Arctic. Yeah, I should have known that, shouldn't I? Really, I do collect Arctic. That's why I've got this. Now I thought I'd got this, and I nearly lost this auction because I was sure I'd got it, so I just ignored it really. And then at the last second I thought, hang on, I'm just going to have to go and check. So I ran upstairs, checked my ZX81 collection. Lo and behold, I hadn't actually got this, and I got it for a song on eBay. So yeah, that was nice, not a nice cheap game as well. So I'm really glad to add that one. I could have sworn I'd got Raider. I mean, I think it's pretty much a bread and butter game for the ZX81, but yeah, I hadn't. I have now. ZX81 ED or ZXED. It's like a toolkit program for the ZX81. That's by DK Tronics. It's a nice addition. Fairly unusual. Another quite unusual game is this one by Axis Software. Bumper 7 for 1K. So 7 1K games by Axis Software. That's a nice early one with a nice early inlay. Yeah, it's fully printed inlay though. Quite interesting. It's got all the instructions on the inside of the inlay there. Not that you need a lot of instructions for 1K games. I've decided I've got quite a few already, more by accident than design. Timex Sinclair 1000 games. Oh, software titles, shall I say? So most of them aren't games for the TS 1000. To be honest, I wasn't going to collect these. The ones I had got, like I say, I'd got more by accident than design. They come in bundles and things. I've kept them because they are ZX81 related. But now I've suddenly decided I've got to have them all. So I'm now collecting them. Ram Runner, which is a game. Now the nice thing about these, I don't know whether you can see that, they're colour coded on the spines. So sort of utilities are one colour, games are another, etc, etc. Science programs, education programs are all different, of different colour again. Sort of home help games, like, you know, banking games and banking software, sorry, home software, banking software, another colour. So you've got yellow, sort of blue, green, red, and others, I think. And they do look quite nice on a shelf together. As you can see, some of these are sealed. I've got Ram Runner, which is a game that's got red writing on the. I won't leave these on there for long, being a monitor. Yeah, Super Math, that's a yellow one, look. I mean, a lot of these are so boring, so you can see why I didn't want to collect them in the first place, but you know, I suppose for completionist's sake, I really ought to be collecting TS1000 games as well. Critical Path Analysis, exciting stuff this. The Organizer, as you can see, American spelling of Organizer, all these are from the US. Stamp Collector, thrilling stuff this. Carpooler, and I've still to this day got no idea what the hell that is. Carpooler. Power Pack 1, which I think is sort of, I think they're tools. It's like a toolkit for the ZX81. Yeah, and that's the last of those. So I've already got about 5 or 6, I think, of these. A few more exciting ones actually than these, and mostly games so far. And I'm adding those to the collection. So I'm well on the way. I don't know how many they made. I ought to look into it really. Quite a few, I think. My other quite exciting purchase was this. Doesn't look a lot. Just a little sort of photograph, some photos printed on photographic paper of a Pong, a scene from a Pong game, as you can see. But it's the signature on it that's quite exciting. That says Alcorn, and he was the guy who coded Pong for Nolan Bushnell. He's basically the first Atari employee, so it's quite nice to have his signature. I should get that get that framed in a nice frame, and it'll be up somewhere in the house or in this room somewhere, probably downstairs in the house. So I'd like to have that on display, you know, so everybody can see it. A nice little thing that. So I'm quite pleased to have got hold of that. Now the last purchase is the biggest. This was got over the bank holiday weekend after my mate Dana tipped me off that it was for sale on one of the local Facebook pages. It was only a short drive out into the countryside to collect, and it's this Tatung Einstein 256, which goes quite nicely next to my Einstein TCO1 here. It's basically, I mean, it's almost sort of hardware wise, it's like a cut down version of the TCO1. I think with some improvements to the operating system. It does all work, but I've yet to explore it. The only thing it's missing is the little plastic, clear plastic thing there for the legends. The legend card to go under for the F keys. Apart from that, it's nice and complete and in really good condition and working, as I say. The only thing I'll say about it, it's got this, and if anybody could help me with this, I'd like to figure out why. It's got like a melt bubble on the top. It's only slight, but you can probably just about see it in the light there. Now, you'd think that there was something underneath that had caused that, something's got up, but there's absolutely nothing under there. There's nothing on the board that could have caused it underneath there. It's blank, in fact, on that section of board, and there's absolutely nothing above the board to have caused that. So I'm thinking something external that sat on there must have caused it. I've checked the monitor. There's no way you could have perched the monitor on there, so it can't be the monitor. So if anybody's got any idea why I would have like a very slight melt mark on the case, on the top case there, let me know. Any Einstein enthusiasts out there that might know why that is, because it's beyond me. The monitor's absolutely beautiful, in really nice condition cosmetically, but as well as that, it's got a really nice picture. I will be looking more in depth into both the TCO1 and the 256 in a future video where I'll be comparing the two, because there are slight differences with how they work, as well as form factor. So obviously this would have been a hell of a lot cheaper to make than the big monster sort of TCO1. So I think they were trying to save money there. Apart from that, I think there were some operating system changes and chip changes and things like that in the computer itself. So I will look into that, and we'll do a comparison video of the two. I do love my Einsteins, to be honest. The software on them is fantastic. They had a lot of memory left over for graphics on the Einstein, being 256K. A lot of that was put over to the graphics, and it shows in a lot of the games. It did come with a whole bunch of stuff. It came with some great big folders of business software. I haven't got that up here at the moment to show you. That's all downstairs. It came with a whole load of that. It came with this lovely Tatung branded cover, which actually fits the TCO1 and not the 256. It came with a 256, but it actually fits the TCO1, which is really nice. So it's Tatung branded, really nice condition as well. So that will go over that to keep the dust off. Came with a massive box full of disk software. A lot of it was sort of business software, like I say, and that's all downstairs. But got, what's that, Word Pro? A word processing program. I've got Cluedo, Scrabble, Tazword. I've got somebody's name on all of these, but yeah, they're all disc based, 3-inch disc. Whole bunch of loose discs, including a set of sealed CF2s there, which are really, I mean, that's a nice thing to have. Some sealed 3-inch discs. You don't see those very often. Some unused but unsealed CF2s. A bunch of those. And a load of games and utilities in cases. So I've got Tazword, a games disc here, Ironsoft approved games disc, Norseman and Backgammon, 2 different games. If you didn't know, these are like double-sided discs, so you would literally just pop it in that way round for Norseman, flip it over, pop it in that way for Backgammon. BBC Basic disc, which is a useful thing to have for your Einstein. Backgammon backup, Flight Simulator backup, Alphabet Maths Quest, doesn't sound too exciting. Einstein Master Disc backup, the Cracker backup. Not sure what the Cracker is. I think that's downstairs. It's one of the business pieces of software. Original Einstein BBC Basic disc, Master Graph 2. I think that's another one of the business software packages that I've got downstairs. Apollo 11, and this is a suite of programs to teach a user how to create graphics. So that's just like a tutorial program. Flight Simulation, the master disc for Flight Simulator, Flight Simulation. So that's an original disc. What's this one? Datastar, I think that's another business piece of software. And Datastar backup. But the best of the bunch, it's nice just to have the discs, to be honest. Even if I'm not going to use the software, I can use the discs. The best of the bunch is this Infocom game. Now, I didn't realise that Infocom had produced the whole raft of games for the Einstein, but they did. And this one's an absolute beauty. I'd never even heard of this one. Ballyhoo, it's called. It's like a text adventure type thing set in a circus. But it comes in this package is lovely. It comes with a fully illustrated built-in booklet thing, and then inside here it's got the disc and all the extras it came with. So you've got like a travelling circus bookmark and a little advert for a wondrous curative guaranteed to soothe all ills, Dr. Nostrums. Yeah, so I mean, back in this sort of era of games, they did come with a lot of extras, and they're all in there, which is really nice. So a nice little find. To be honest, what I paid for this 256, I would have expected to pay for that. That's how cheap I got this. I was well chuffed with with this purchase. A working 256, working monitor, an whole bunch of software. It's got all the manuals with it as well. They're all downstairs. A ton of, an whole load of business software. A fantastic tip off, and I thank Dana again for that. He's done me a big favour there. I owe him another one. And that just about wraps it up for now. I'll be back soon with another Kids Play Dad's Old Stuff, where they will be playing an whole load of handheld games of mine and tabletop games, and we'll see what they think of those. I will, like I say, do a comparison of these two computers now I've got them, because it'd be quite interesting to see the differences. There are obvious differences. This one's a twin disk drive, that one's a single disk drive, but like I say, I think software wise I think they are slightly different as well, operating system wise. So it'd be interesting to see that. So until then, like and subscribe, hit that notifications button, and I'll see you all again soon, folks. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.